players planet. You see it in the papers, you read it every day. The riots and the fire going on in South LA. The muggers and the government, they're all wanting the same thing. They take you for your money and whatever else spring. And I don't think I understand why we're making such a fuss. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take this world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. Take me. Guitar Players Planet. 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 Sunny skies, the smell of palm tree air. Looking back, I could never feel fair. The way the music has touched my soul, the way that the South holds its control. But I've got a new way to choose. I'm gonna start running back to the land of the new. Oh, na 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 na
Oh, yes, that's awesome. All right, well, the first glitch is out of here. Hold on a second. I do. Route Master.
I can't hear you at all now.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
No,
now
I
I can
can.
hear
Now,
you.
we got both now. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I could hear you. I'm good. We.
Okay.
Well, all right. So we're on. We're on.
Yeah. Yeah. All
All
right.
right. Cool.
So
All right.
was it just a connection for the feed?
No, it was just some settings. Again, I'm still new to this program. Jason's showing. This is a program that we use for the live show on Wednesday nights, and this is the first night we're using it on the Monday night show, and I'm attempting to run it with Jason's help. So thank you, Jason, for being available to help me figure out what to do with the audio.
Absolutely.
But we're here, and I'm just gonna get the chats up because I don't have the chats up for. Let's see. There we go. We got Tom Bramwell. We got Scott. We got Tom. We got George. We got more Tom. We got more George. So there we go.
Do you
So
have a there is a bit of a delay.
that might be my computer.
Ah, okay.
That may be my computer. I'm not sure yet. So looks like let's see. Bitrate looks good. Live streaming looks good. I think we're okay. It might be a little bit of delay. Are you watching it on YouTube?
No.
Or are you watching it? You're watching it on the vMix?
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Yep.
keep,
Directly. It's about a second delay.
all right. Well, I'll keep an eye on that. Maybe that's something that we can
But
fix
that's
later
okay.
on. Yeah, we can fix that later on in the show. I'm sure Jason
Yep.
could help us with the latency eventually. But yeah. All right, so we're
Right.
on. We got our Monday Q&A, and I figured that I had a little project here that I may as well do while we're talking because I got, well, Tom will be very happy since he's watching. I'm doing the whole Prima Luce, making it all red and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm gonna do it with this scope first because I just happen to have the focuser attached to it, and then I don't know. We'll ask some questions and we'll talk about different parts of the scope and what to do and what not to do, and we'll see what's going on. So, what you been up to, Scott? What anything new in astronomy land?
Yeah, it's more about right now the waiting game. With some of the stuff from um, Precise Parts and Dan's custom pure plates. But as soon as that stuff is made available to me, we're definitely gonna be doing some videos on the new C14 setup, um, and the harmonic drive from Rainbow. And
Yeah.
we're also I talked to Pete Myers today
Okay. Farpoint.
At Farpoint Astro. Yep. And he gave me Carrie's phone number, the owner for optical structures at Farpoint, and Carrie is very interested in talking about doing something with the program here, bringing on a topic and talking about what they do and all things Farpoint.
That'd be awesome.
So,
That'd be awesome. I mean, we've had a number of people on boat shows in many incarnations of the show that's been around for the past 2 years. We've had people from Doug Struble, I think, was one of our first guests way back about 2 years ago. Maybe we can get him on again. He's a really good astrophotographer. Who else? What else? Well, we got Tom. Tom's been Tom's like on the I guess the list of the most times he's been on the show, which is 3. so he's been on the show 3 times. So he is now like the I guess the Chevy Chase or the Dean Martin of AstroWorld. So and we also Ron Breacher and you know who's coming on probably within the next couple of weeks. Pete Proul from IP for AP.
nice.
Yeah, so I spoke to Pete on. I did the last Masters of Pix Insight class about the special sauce and mosaics and stuff like that. So that was actually kind of cool.
Very nice.
Yeah, so I spoke to Pete on the side, and it looks like Pete's going to be coming on, hanging out with us maybe one night. He's actually chilling right now. I believe he's on vacation, hopefully someplace warm.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah. Also, the other thing for people that don't know that are on the eastern seaboard, the Black Forest Star Party at Cherry Springs Park or Cherry Springs Park is actually slated. It is in the works. An actual event where people are going to gather together at the park in October this year. So if you don't know about Cherry Springs, you can check them out online. They're just go to the Black Forest Star Party or Cherry Springs Dark Sky site, and you can learn all about it. I think registration opens in July, and it's going to be October, the first weekend in October. I can't remember exactly what the dates were, but it's the first weekend in October of this year. So
Yeah, I thought it was the 11-12, but I could be wrong.
yeah,
But
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the first weekend. But yeah, so that's exciting.
Yeah, I hope it kind of. And listen, if anybody's interested, I'd be interested in going just any time, to be honest with you. If anybody wants to go and meet up in Cherry Springs over the summer, whatever, bring it on.
Yeah,
But, because
yeah,
you know
yeah,
what?
absolutely.
I got to be honest with you. I may not make the Black Forest Star Party because usually it's the first new moon in September.
Yep.
And in September, it is at nighttime about 30 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
So I could just imagine what October is going to be like. Oh, so you're right. It's October 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of 2021.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. So I'm trying to get. Do you have anything in chat yet, Dan? As far as
Just
people
on
talking
just
about
on YouTube, Tom Bramwell's all over it.
it?
Paul Simon, he'd rather be Paul Simon than he'll also accept Steve Martin. But
Okay.
uh,
Let's see if I can get.
Tom's question was, I have a telescope. How do I make pretty pictures? Show me slowly. Tom, I know that was the first comment. I was going to ignore it, but yeah. Don't worry. I'll hold your hand, Tom. Don't worry. It's okay. You know you don't need any hand holding. Yeah, so nothing on the chat as far as Facebook is concerned yet. And oh,
Okay.
that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The YouTube lag is really bad. So I'm going to just use that for the chat because I can't see anything else. So let's
let's
see.
see. I'm curious to see. Let's see. Can I hear it? Yeah, I can hear it. No, it's coming on. It's coming on fine for me. I mean, it's about 30 seconds, or not even 30 seconds, like 15 seconds behind.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but that's
But I'm
normal.
gonna
That's
say
normal.
I'll stay here with the vmix for the.
Yeah, just down to vMix, and guys, just let us know in the chat if you see anything strange going on YouTube or Facebook, because this is the first time we're using this program from my house, and we'd like to know how it's performing, and if we don't like it, we won't use it. But I think it's going to work out fine. P-Man's online. The HEQ5 is on order. How badly will I need? How How badly will I need to kit? Can I install it myself? Okay, maybe if you could explain that, need to kit. I don't know what that means. That'd be great. But as far as the HEQ5 itself, it's a pretty straightforward mount. Almost just like any other center mount. It's gonna be fine. Um, it's all strange. Jumped from Facebook to YouTube. I don't know what that means, Mark. You got. It's all strange. I don't know. I don't know what that means, but we'll see. Hi, Jim. Jim's Astro is online. Hi, Jim.
Yep. I see Mark. I see Jim.
Jim says it seems to be working fine. All right, I think we're right on. So yeah, so I got my little project here. I got the new Prima Luce Lab rings.
Oh, I got rings. Yeah.
I got the and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the ring and I'm gonna slide it on, and then I have my 350 dovetail over there from Prima Luce, and then I'm gonna lay this bracket on the top,
Oh yeah.
and I'm gonna.
That's a Los Bondi? Or
This
not
is
Los Bondi,
it's
that's-
both. It's both.
Oh, is it? It's both?
Yep, it's both.
It's
And
Los-
yeah, it's got Vixen in the middle and then Los Mondi at the top. All of them are Vixen and Los Mondi. So
That's the Prima Luce?
yeah, it's all Prima Luce. I just, you know what, I got so I like Prima Luce stuff, and their prices are very comparable to anything else. And to be honest with you, I don't want to have things that they just don't match up. The holes don't match up. And so I went brand loyalist, and so since I have the Eagle, so I'm gonna fit the Eagle with a 240 dovetail, and the Eagle's gonna lay on top just like this.
Nice. Nice.
And that's it. And then on top of the Eagle, I'm going to lay this guy, this little one,
Mm-hmm.
for the guide scope.
Nice.
And that's it.
Yep.
That's all to it.
That's sitting on top of the tube, on top of the OTA.
Yeah, it's going to sit on top of the OTA.
Nice.
Because then what I could do is because I bought another one of these for my other telescope, and that's going to go on top, so I could switch the Eagle in between different things. I don't know if everybody remembers what mine looked like, my travesty of a setup. I had ADM dovetail bracket, I had a Stellarvue risers, I had Prima Luce something else, rings, and nothing matched up. I got screws and bolts of different sizes. It's like a big Frankenstein thing. So I want it cleaner, I want it nicer, I just want it set up, and and that's it. And I also lose some weight out of it. I lose a lot of weight out of it. So I mean, I'm not adding a lot.
Yeah. The weight definitely is an issue that can with a lot of mounts.
Well, yeah, because
a really elite mount.
this normally, if the setup as I have it now, this normally sits on those brackets with another 14-inch dovetail underneath that has the Eagle on it underneath. So I put this on top and switch the telescope. So now I'm not switching the telescope, I'm just switching the Eagle, which makes it a lot easier and lighter and a lot easier to mount, because it's a real pain in the butt. But it's very, very cool. I think this is gonna work. All right, we got some questions here. I was on Facebook. No, nobody was there. Everyone is here. Aaron Thompson has a beginner question. Ready?
Okay.
You ready? All right, Aaron. This is an expensive hobby. Yes, it is. A person in my town has an old Orion Starshoot G3 for less than $100. Can this still be used to auto guide? Would you tell me to stay away? I would tell you this, and this actually, you know what, Scott, why don't you take up on this first, and then I'll just chime in.
Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the Orion scopes. Now, I'm
No. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I overcut you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, no, that's all right. I'm not familiar with the Starshoot G3. So is that something you're familiar with, Daniel?
I'm familiar with the Starshoot line. I've never had the G3. However, if it's $100, and depending on what scope you have, because you got to look at what guide scope is good for. I don't know what scope that you're imaging with. So that's the first thing you want to take into consideration. But if it's $100 and you have a small focal length telescope like I got here, this is 480 millimeters, I'd sit there. I go out and buy a brand new ZWO 120 for 150, brand new.
Yeah.
You know, a Starshoot G3, from what I remember, I think that's a big cat. Like it's large. It's not a big chip, but it's a large camera, if I remember right. Let me see if I could. Let's see.
So the Starshoot, this is a camera, right? It's not an OTA.
No, it's a camera. Yep.
Okay.
I would probably tell you stay away.
Cameras. I agree with Dan. Cameras change. As a photographer, I can tell you that my main investment is in glass, in lenses, because I can get 25 years out of a lens versus 4 to 5 years out of a body. I think the same thing kind of goes for astro cameras. That you're better off with good glass, good lenses, good OTAs and such. Things that the camera technology is going to change a lot and fast.
Well, they still make the G3. I mean, the G3 is still around. I'm looking at the specs now, and it is a 16-bit camera.
Yeah.
Let's see. 16-bit camera. The pixel array is only 752 by 582.
Yeah.
Wow, that is a tiny, tiny chip.
Yeah.
I mean, the 120 is bigger than that.
Yeah, and the 120 is about the size of my pinky.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you start looking at the 290 or the 174. The 174 is just a monster chip.
Yeah,
You know,
well,
for
the 174 is also 399 or something like that. So I mean, no,
I think
499, 499.
490.
Sorry, 499. Yeah, the 349 for the 178.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's but if you want to stay in that $100 range, I would tell you to get a brand new, like really just get a. If you're,
The 120.
he's shooting an ES80 just like mine. That's
Mm-hmm.
what I have right here. Get
Yep.
a. This is what you do. This is what you do right here. For $250, this is what you get. Right here.
There you go.
That's it. That's all you need. So you got the ZWO F4 30 millimeter mini guide scope for $99.
Yep.
And same thing that I got here, ASI 120 mm. Boom.
Yep.
And you're done. You're
Yep.
done. So I believe this is $149 and this is $100. $250. You got your own image, your guiding setup for that scope.
Yep. Yeah, and for a smaller focal length, refractor like that guide scope camera combination is just fine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see.
Yeah.
I hope-
Even Jim said old tech.
Yeah, I mean it is old tech and it's a small chip, and I would tell you you'd probably be happier spending the extra $50 and get a newer CMOS camera with a bigger chip and more probably, if I'm looking at it right. Let's see, the quantum efficiency, not that you're dealing with quantum efficiency, but quantum efficiency is not even listed. That's awesome. I love it. I love it. It's 0.4 megapixels. So
0.4.
0.4.
Not 4.
No,
0.4.
0.4 megapixels. So stay away. That's what I'm saying. Let's see. George said we all took a vote and decided all to leave Facebook. Mark said, Dan, there's no such thing as universal for mounting of anything. I said, but I'm trying to get as close as possible though. So I'm getting all the holes that line up. So that's what I'm doing.
Right. That's really the key too, because I had a William Optics saddle that I tried to mount to the Eagle, and the holes wouldn't mount up. And thank God I got a drill press.
Oh well,
so
most people don't.
I wasn't going to send it back and wait another 2 months for a stupid saddle, so I just took it downstairs, put it on the drill press, and enlarged the holes, to get the spacing correct, and it works fine. I mean, it's locked down, a little Loctite, it's fine, no sweat. But yeah, there's something to be said for brand loyalty, isn't there, brother?
Yeah, and Mark Ellis is on. He make a good point, and since I have it just sitting right here, I'll show it to him. And if you want to spend a little bit more money and get a little bit better guiding for that, this is not what I usually use. What I usually use is actually sitting right in front because I was taking it apart. This is what I usually use.
Oh, yeah.
That's my normal guide scope, and to Mark's point, this is the 50 millimeter Skywatcher. No, Skywatcher Evo guide.
Oh, it's the Evo guide. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And with again a little bit more expensive guide camera with the 178, and this works completely awesome with both. I have two 80s, hopefully a 120 soon. I won't be using this, but hopefully a 120 soon.
Yeah.
And I'm dropping stuff. But yeah, I mean, this is a little bit more of an expensive setup. If you're looking to keep cost efficient, this is more. I use this for 2 years. I more than sufficient for guiding for that small focal length. I would think.
Sure. Yeah. Mark says, Scott, I had to do that to Prima Luce 350 millimeter dovetail. Wow, to mount to my RC. Yeah. Sure.
Hold on a second. Since you said 350.
Yeah, there you go.
There it is.
Yeah.
There's the 350. So that's going to go underneath.
Yeah. That's about half the length of the one that's on my 14.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Oh
they're
my
that
God.
long. Yep. Yep.
That's great because this is what 350 is what 14-inch, 11-inch,
Uh,
11-inch.
yeah. Yep.
But yeah, so I guess we could talk a little bit about Jim. Yeah, the 290 is is better obviously than a 120. I have one floating around somewhere.
Oh yeah.
And the 290, if you want to spend a little bit more money, I believe the 290 is 249. I could be wrong about that. Don't quote me on that. But absolutely. Get something that's going to fit your focal length. Scott's audio. Okay, I thought you were loud in my ear. Okay, so it was me and not you. I guess I lowered your sound by accident.
Yeah. The 290 mini is 299 on High Point.
299. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I just turned you up a little bit, and I'll turn down my headset. I'm getting audio tips from the Peanut Gallery.
Yeah,
So-
I can hear you, but I can't hear me. So there's no monitor for me. So
well, I think I have it turned off for you, so you don't hear
no,
yourself.
but that's no problem. It's fine.
Okay. Yeah,
There's a bit of a delay anyway. So
I don't like hearing myself either, so I turn it off. So it just annoys me because there is that delay, and then you hear yourself talking, and you're like, didn't I already say that?
yeah,
But
yeah.
But yeah, so the 290, a little pricey, very good. The longest rail that we make is a 495. Yeah, that I know. I did not need that. Tom was very nice, and I got Tom. Thank you so much, and thank you for the note. I believe because of Tom's just cool. I think he butchered one of his own scopes to get me these spacers, the 10 millimeter spacers. So I got them, and they're going on tonight. And thank you so much. I appreciate it. If I could stay awake.
So he did manage to get you the 10 mils.
What's that?
I said he did get you the 10 mils.
Yeah, no, actually, I think he took it off of one of his scopes because I mean the packaging's a little beat up and everything. I think he told me he was doing it, but I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. That's awesome customer service. You are the man. So I do have 3 more on order, Tom. So when you get the order, send them in.
Yeah. He says, I have one on order along with the radius blocks for the Edge 11. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the 495 is good. I believe that's the 14-inch if I remember right. I don't know millimeters from inches. I have no idea. But
yeah, and by the way, I know we were talking earlier, Dan, about the dew shield, the AstroZap dew shield.
yes, the metal one.
They are on back order, and
that I know.
It'll be a significant wait. Probably at least a good 3 months.
Yeah, that I knew. It's not for me. It's actually for Tyler.
But well, I think Mark Ellis is probably gonna have a need for something like that. I don't know if I know he's got a new Edge 11.
Yep. He's gonna be another one looking for it.
Yeah, I don't know if he's gonna go with the flexible one or for the
metal
aluminum. I can tell you this, Mark, that you take one look at that aluminum dew shield from AstroZap, even though it's going to take a while to get it, they are really nice, man.
And it's got different fittings for all the different dovetails too. So I mean that if it just doesn't fit one of the dovetails, you just turn it to the next fitting and it slides back on. It's got the knobs right for tightening.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So
yeah, and they use what's not evident in any of the pictures is the bolts on those that you use to tighten it down. They're not metal; they're a nylon.
The nylon, yeah.
They're a nylon bolt, so that it won't. They're anti-mar. It won't mar up your OTA tube. So
it looks like Mark says he found a place that could get an AstroZap aluminum ordered in 3 days.
Where?
I don't know. I think he's looking at the flexible ones because I have plenty of flexible ones. But
yeah, I have an AstroZap aluminum ordered. It ordered it and it was here in 3 days.
I would love to know who you ordered that from because every single website I went to says back ordered, more on the way, or 14 to 28 days. So
yeah, Mark, my 14-inch
took 6 months, right?
It took 8.
8.
It took 8 months to get to me. It was insane.
I don't know. I think Mark drove to wherever, someplace in China, and like picked it up because I don't know. So
Somebody
yes.
must have stock somewhere.
All right. So I mean, since I don't know, I don't know if we have any newbies on here or anything that we could. I figure we could talk about little parts of the telescope and what the telescope is and all that kind of stuff. This may be a little bit of you know, uh, a little bit for geared to newbies, but this is a ED80 FCD 100 refractor from Explore Scientific, 480 millimeter focal length. I believe it's an F6. I'm sorry, it's an F6. And it's a really nice when you start to say, hey, you know what? I want to take some cool pictures, but I don't want to spend too much and crazy. You could get something like this. The FCD 100, I believe, was $11.99. You could get the Essential Series, I think, for $800. So it's a decent starting type of scope to get that nice wide field. It's very forgiving. Not everybody has to be like Scott and jump in and go with a 14-inch Schmidt as his first scope. So some people like me, I don't have the patience for that. I want something that's a little forgiving, just like my golf game. I need something with a little bit more give. So this was actually given to me by a friend. I won't mention who. As you can see, it's kind of butchered a little bit. I got some off-brand rings. I got Prima Luce spacers. I got a Radian dovetail, and it's a whole big mess. So the first thing you have starting from the back over here is the camera, and this is not your normal camera. This is my S-Big.
Oh, that's the big one.
I'm setting it up to start doing because the moon's going to get, smaller. This is an STF 8300 camera with the big black piece that says S-Big. That's the filter wheel. Okay, and it's got eight position.
8 position filter wheel.
8 position. 36 millimeter. Yep. So what that means basically, the filters come in different sizes, right? They go, anywhere from 1 1/4 inch at the small side, to all the way up to 50 and above millimeters, and they get to be huge the bigger the telescope, because the bigger the chip goes.
Can also get them in squares.
Yeah, you get them circles and squares. And you're going to need, if you have a monochrome camera or if you got the MOAG from AstroDon that Scott is showing. Maybe you want to talk about
36
that.
millimeter. Yeah, it's 30. No, I'm just showing him the 36 millimeter. That's 30. That's what he's using right there, the 36 millimeter.
Yep, I don't have those sliding things. It's all set in there, so I don't have to take it apart. They're all in there.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's an automatic filter wheel. Scott has the MOAG from Astrodon with. I want the video of you trucking through 1.5 feet of snow to change that filter. That's what I want. You got to put that on YouTube because that's going to be hilarious. Because I am way too lazy and I'm already thinking about moving someplace warmer. So I mean, I can't do it.
Yeah.
So it's a
I have a concrete driveway and a snowblower.
I don't know if you want to blow your snow blower while you're taking images, but you can do that if you want. But so that's the camera. It is a monochrome camera, hence the filters. So it does get a little bit on the expensive side, but there is something to be said about the sensitivity between monochrome and one-shot color cameras.
Oh yeah.
So I just went right into I went from DSLR right to monochrome. I didn't do anything in between. I never bought a color camera until I wanted to get some color data because you could actually take a color camera and put your color data in there if you're shooting narrowband and get better colored stars in your picture to match with your nice narrowband photo, which is something I can't wait to do this summer because I got so many things that are coming up in the sky that I took last year that I could get this year. Let's see.
A
Tom,
lot
stop
of
making fun
people,
of my filter wheel, Tom. You just hate S-Big. Just because it's red.
a lot of people may not understand the difference between one-shot color and mono as far as the resolution. What you're getting. With that, I mean that the one-shot color is basically a mono camera that has has a filter built, that sits right on top of the sensor, and that each pixel has a little filter set up on it that has our red, two greens, and a blue, and so you're dividing your signal by four. So with a monochrome camera, you're not doing that. You're
Yep.
getting everything all in one shot.
Yep. And the one con to that is you do have to take the 3 or 4 separate channels, your luminance, your red, your green, and your blue
Yep.
channels, and you got to put them all together. One shot color, you lose on the sensitivity, but you get everything at once.
Right. With the mono, it takes a little longer, but your sensitivity resolution is just crazy.
Yeah, and that's why I'll continue to shoot mono forever.
Yep.
I mean, and I'll just use my one shot color for moon shots, planet shots, and star color or something like that. Maybe putting something together in a no moon night. I don't know. Bortle 8's really, I'm finding it really difficult to shoot one shot color in Bortle 8. I got some weird artifacts in my Leo Trio. I can't even stack it. The data's garbage. I don't know. I'm getting all these black marks all over the place. I don't know. Getting annoyed.
Wonder if that has to do with atmospheric.
No. It looks digital. It looks digital.
Really?
Yeah, I'll show it to you offline. I'm not sure how to share my screen on this the way this is now running the show, and not you got the easy part. You could do it on the bottom.
Oh yeah, that's true. I do.
Yeah, but it's I just can't. I don't have the patience to learn. I don't want to learn anything else. I don't want to learn anything else. So I'm just going to use the one shot color for what I want, and so that's my S-Big camera. And then for those of you that don't know how a flattener works, and we'll talk about flatteners in a second, but you need a little bit of spacer. This is just spacing tubes here that create a space between this piece here, which is your flattener. Maybe I could get a little closer.
Yep.
This is your flattener. Okay? These are your spacers. Okay?
Yep.
So your flattener, what it does is with refractors, refractors are made out of lenses, glass, and they're curved. So in order for everything to be at focus in the corners and all around your entire chip, you need something to combat that. I don't want to say curvature, because curvature is actually something else. But
Right.
the curve of the glass, it needs to nullify that so everything's in focus at the right point. And
Right.
usually, in most cases, and please, before somebody yells at me and says, Dan, it's not that, you need to be usually at 55 millimeters away from your chip to the lens of the flattener. So these spacers here make up that distance, because my chip is all the way back here somewhere.
Yep.
Okay, so all of this makes up the 55 millimeters. The filter wheel, the space in the camera, this adapter, all this stuff makes up that 55 millimeters. Actually, I think it's 56.2 if I remember this setup right. But it works fine for me. So that's the flattener here. And then I have a William Optics manual rotator. So what this allows me to do, and I'll just do this real quick. What this allows me to do, if I turn this, now I'm able to turn the camera without changing the focuser.
Yep.
So I'm able to frame the picture any way I want. So, and that unfortunately is where I get to trudge in the snow. And I do that. And then you have your focuser here, this little violet piece. This is a moonlight filter focuser with a moonlight motor here. That's an automated focuser there. And
Yep.
that's pretty much all there is to a telescope. I mean, that's really all there is to it.
Yeah, being able to rotate the camera like that is something that if you're using something like Sequence Generator Pro, you can set it up, within the sequence so that as you're framing up, it will through your the star mapping, not star mapping. I'm just drawing
Plate solving.
Yeah, plate solving. Thank you. Through plate solving, it will tell you where you are in relation to your camera sensor, where you are in relation to your object, and how far you actually have to move your camera to get it into the right frame.
Right.
Sequence Generator Pro will set that up for you, and it'll tell you how far you need to move it. And I think it even gives you an over and under, so you can get it in so much. And
yeah, so there is a tolerance in Sequence Generator Pro. I think I have mine set at plus or minus 3 degrees. I think I have it set at.
Yep, I think mine's at that. Well,
somewhere around there. But what it does, it tells you, it takes a picture, it plate solves to your point, and then it'll say move 87 degrees counterclockwise.
Yep.
With an arrow this way. And then it'll say 27 degrees clockwise with an arrow this way. So I mean it's really intuitive on how to do it. And all I do is turn the knob, turn the camera, take another picture. Terex here. What is this one about now? One of these days, Dan will upgrade to an. You know what, Mark? You're killing me, Mark. You're making me go into my closet of death.
yeah,
Sorry,
Nightcrawler.
sorry. I told you I was going brand loyalist. I went brand loyalist, and that's going on here. And then I'm just waiting on the Higgins adapter from Mr. Tom. And it's actually been officially named the Higgins adapter. And I hope that it goes on a website like that, because I will laugh my butt off. But so hey, you know what? I mean, this is a super precise focuser, 0.04 micron focuser. And it's a third of the price of a Nightcrawler. I'm sorry. So
Yeah, the Nightcrawlers are not cheap. You can
No.
easily drop, 2,000, 2,500.
yeah, you could drop 3,500 on some of the other ones, but I mean it's crazy.
Yep.
Tarek's making fun of me. Tarek, you and I got to get together, man. You got to come down here and hang on around.
Yep.
But yeah, so I got that. I actually have another. I'm gonna have another Asado coming if I could get two of those Higgins adapters. That'd be nice. But
Mark's talking about the other thing.
oh yeah, no man. You know what? The Arco, it goes right. It's got the port already for the Arco on it. So forget the Nightcrawler. Look at the hole in this thing. I can put my whole hand in there. But but it's got the port for the Arco right there. Plugs in. It's got USB-C. This thing is not that heavy either, man. The only thing I'm a little nervous about is the travel. So I'm just wondering how that's going to work out. I'm sure it'll be fine. If I got to get an extension, they sell 15 millimeter extension tubes for this, so I think it'll be fine.
When all else fails, precise parts.
Oh no, I got the precise parts for this up in there. And that goes to that's the interim adapter I spent $150 for the William Optic rotator. So.
Yeah. Wow.
So and sooner or later I'll end up. I don't even think I could sell that, because who wants it?
Right.
You know, 3-inch Asado to a William Optic rotator. It's gonna be stuck in my box. It's gonna be stuck in my box forever. But
Yeah, the more you get into the realm of astrophotography, the more the Frankenstein telescope setup becomes appealing. God, I started off all Celestron, man, and then I very, very quickly moved away from Celestron auto guiding, Celestron auto focusing.
Yep.
I got completely away from that, and I started looking at other things, and I wound up, completely Frankenstein. I mean,
Yeah.
the scope is it's got so many different manufacturers that make all the different parts of it. It's just it's definitely a Frankenscope. So
Hey, you know what? Sometimes, I mean, I wish I had a picture of my first. I know I have one. I had my first real scope was an LX200 GPS. And I know Charlie Walsh. I tell the story quite a bit. Charlie Walsh, who was the first co-host of the first rendition of AstroWorld when it was Cosmic Charlie and Declination Dan. He went with me to the city. The only place to get it was the city. I thought I didn't even know about Camera Concepts yet. But I had an 8-inch Schmidt Cassegrain on the LIRR. So I'm sitting there trying to get to a seat because it's right in the middle of the weekend. And I whacked this lady in the head with this box so hard. Oh, man, I felt so bad. Right in the back of the head. Bam! I was like, what was that? I was at the chair. I said, no, it was my head. I was so sorry. And I kept on walking.
Yeah, right. Let's see. Mark says not the arc.
Yeah, Mark's the other thing that I've been waiting for almost a year. It hasn't been a year yet. It's now been 6 months and what's today? 26th? 16 days. No, 10 days.
Yeah.
10 days.
Yeah.
6 months and 10 days. And now it's to the point where Celestron is now ducking me again. And I sent them 3 emails over the past week to get an update. And they're probably going to give me another email again on April 30th. Oh, we just got an updated date on this late May. I'm telling you, it's going to be month to month now. But
I think they were talking about what was it, October, or I think it was October. If you wanted to order a new C11 Edge, they're out that far.
Yeah. All right, we got Tom talking about the Arco. Yeah, I know. I can't wait for that to come out. It's super thin and it's going to be awesome. So I think that's going to be great. It's a great addition. If you're a Prima Luce fan like myself and Scott as well, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be. I can't wait. I had a rotator on this. I had the Moonlight rotator and I sold it because it was another motor. It was another flange. It was ball bent. It added so much weight to the back end of my scope. I was like, listen, is the rotator really worth it, or is it a fad?
Yeah.
Can I go without it? And I went without it for a long time. I picked up the William Optics for $99. Got the proper adapters from. Well, when all is said and done, it probably cost me about $300 anyway because of all the adapters you need from Precise Parts and whatever. But I was able to get that taken care of. And now I just, I take one object or maybe 2 objects a night. I'll start the night off on one object, and right before I go to bed, I'll switch to the other object, rotate the camera, and go to bed.
Yeah, because if you're only taking one object, you just have to get your rotation once and you're good.
Yep. And if you do that multiple nights, you rarely have to change it from night to night. If you know, as long as you're careful.
Yep.
And I'm just curious to see if
there's
there's
good plate solving comes in.
Yeah, exactly. And
there was a question about somebody. I think I'm not sure. I think it was Jim had the question about replacing the primary mirror on a Meade 8-inch SCT.
Where was that? I didn't see that.
It's farther up. It was farther up. He did. I saw that question, and then we just kind of went through other stuff, but. He was wondering if it would be cheaper to just buy a new 8-inch SCT versus trying to replace the primary mirror.
The primary mirror? First of all, good luck finding one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have seen, and I got pictures and videos of stuff where the secondary has been smashed, or the correcting lens has been smashed.
Yeah.
And those you could find. That's not a problem. But a primary lens, they got to be matched too. And if you, here's the thing: that when Schmidt Cassegrains are made, the primary and the corrector are matched in such a way in order to get focus. And once you replace one or the other, you may or may not be able to get perfect focus.
Right.
It's kind of like having a sandwich, and you have nice roast beef in the middle. That's your secondary, and then you got a piece of rye on one side and white on the other. It's just not going to taste right, you know.
Yeah.
So you know, it's like you got to make sure that you got, even when you're collimating or cleaning the primary, if you're that brave to do that, you got to mark that secondary, and then not the second. You got to mark the corrector to make sure you put the corrector in the same exact orientation,
in the same place. Exactly.
You know, I'll never forget my first collimation that I did for a customer. Oh, I know how to do this, no problem. So take it out or whatever, put it to the side, throw it back in. What the hell's going on? I can't get focused. I said, I don't know what you're talking about. I did everything right. There's no problem. And Jeff comes up to me, he's like, Did you mark the corrector? I said, what do you mean mark the corrector? What are you talking about? It's a piece of glass. No, you can't. It's got to go back in the right. And as you get into the larger Schmidts, the 12s, the 14s, the Meade 16, you know, if that's not right, you are never getting focus. It's not going to happen. You can kind of get away with it with a 6 maybe, because it's relatively flat across the board on the corrector. But as you get into bigger size lenses, it becomes a bigger problem.
Yeah.
I saw a question about Meade over there while we were talking about what's up with Meade telescopes. Are they still in business?
Yeah, I think they are. I mean, they're still selling Meades, aren't they?
I'm wondering how much I could say without getting in trouble. So I will say this. There is an issue with Meade. They have sent out to dealerships lists of products that they will know. What happened?
Huh?
Everything just died on YouTube.
Really?
No, it's working. I guess all my stream settings and my analytics died. I don't know. I guess we're still on though, so I think we're okay. But they sent out a list to all the distributors of something like 200 or 2,000. I don't know. It was a lot of products that they will no longer continue to make. So to me, that is just a forecast of things to come. I've been talking about Meade and their issues since they were sued, and they claimed bankruptcy when they were taken over by that Sunny Corporation out in China. And I've been talking about this for literally a year now, of how they kind of are going to go fail. And I think it's just if by Christmas, I would be surprised I wouldn't. If I was advising somebody on a telescope, I would push them away from Meade.
Yeah, I've never been a Meade, guy myself. I've always liked the Celestron products, but I don't have the inside information that Dan does about Meade. I just did a quick search on High Point Scientific, and they do have things listed, but everything's sold out.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's telling or not.
Well, no, it's definitely going to be a bigger issue with Meade. Celestron will soon to be the corner of the market, I guess you could say, if they aren't already. But don't get me wrong, there are other scopes out there, but the main travel scope one of the biggest sellers is the 8-inch SCT by Celestron. The next star line is just a big seller because it's relatively cheap. You get an 8-inch scope fully go to for $11.99, and once a year they go on sale for $9.99. I mean, and you know, it's really for visual, it's a really intuitive, very easy, light packing scope. I mean, it's really portable.
Sure.
But as far as astrophotography is concerned, not so much. Not on that mount anyway. I mean, the scope itself, if you throw it on, throw it on a tracking mount, an equatorial, I think you'd be okay. I know people that have done that, and I know, I believe Chuck Ayub did that for a while. Put that on his EQ6R. I know my friend Charlie did that when he put it on his Atlas. I mean, there are ways to use that scope, and it's really cool to use for stuff like small galaxies, which we're in galaxy season now, and planetary. So,
yeah, yep, yeah, and that kind of comes back to one of the questions that was early on. Talking about how this hobby, really expensive, and it's as expensive as you want to make it.
Well,
and that the problem with it is that when you start getting into it, all of a sudden you realize, I either really like this or I really hate it. If you really hate it, then you chalk up that $1,000, $1,500, investment. It's a scope that your kids can look at the moon with, But if you really love it, that $1,500, that's just a starting point.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, I mean, just look at this setup here. And we'll add in the guide scope too, because this is what I use for it. So, guide scope and camera, $350, $275. So that's $650 just on the guide scope. Oh, don't forget the dew. We'll add that later.
Yep, the dew heater. Yeah, the dew heater.
Scope $11.99. So now let's say $1,800. Yep. This focuser with the controller, another $800. So that's what are we at? What are we up to? You got to keep tally here. So
you were at $1,800 and you added $800.
So $2,600.
You were at $2,600.
$100 for the rotator, $2,700.
$27.
The flattener came with it, so that's nothing. Odds and ends. Filter wheel, $900, just for the filter wheel. So that's $3,600. Camera, $2,395. Say $24. So now we're at $6,000. Filters, don't forget about the filters. So now you're at, let's say $7,500. For mine, let's say $7,500, somewhere in that area.
Yeah.
And then miscellaneous pieces and parts. So now you're at $8,000 for this.
Yeah, and you haven't even put it on a mount yet.
No, it's an $8,000 paperweight right now. That's what it is. But so if you think about that, $8,000 plus a decent mount, $2,000. Now you're at $10,000.
Yeah.
So I mean, and do not get me wrong. I did not buy all this at once. I didn't buy this all at once. I haven't even purchased this yet. This was given to me. The scope was given to me by a friend of mine. But the focuser I bought later on. The rotator I just bought recently. The filter wheel and the camera I bought probably about 2 years ago. So I mean, let's see. Many have deforked their scopes so they can use it. Yeah. So the Meads, you got to defork them because they got those double fork mount. You got to do that.
Yeah.
With the Nextars and even the Evolutions, you don't have to do that because they come on a dovetail.
Yep.
But it's not as stable as a dual fork because you only got a single arm on both of those.
Well, the fork mounts are good for observational, and such. I don't know if I would use a fork for. I don't know if I'd use a fork for astrophotography. I don't think I would. I think equatorial is probably a better way to go.
Yeah, it is because not for nothing. If it's like to your point, it's better if you have a permanent setup because then you can throw it up on a wedge.
Yeah.
And that's the only way to go with a fork mount. You got to put it on a wedge. So, and for those of you who don't know what a wedge is, basically it's a large piece of metal that allows you to raise and lower your altitude or to fit your latitude. So you're able to get proper polar alignment so the stars don't track. Alt-Az are not the greatest for astrophotography. Yeah. Well, I call it climbing the ladder. That's what I call it with people with Alt-Az. And basically, because what you're doing and you're trying to photograph something, instead of going in a nice smooth arc like an equatorial will go because you're at the altitude, yep, you're going up the ladder. You're going up, 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 up. And it does it in small, so you do get the arc, but you still get that. It can't make those corrections when you move right, left, up, down. It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Chile scopes.
Chile scopes.
Yeah, the Chilean scopes are fork mounted.
Oh.
Maybe the Arco might address that. Tom, I love you, man, but I'm not putting an Arco on the back of a next star. I'm not doing it. Even though you probably could do it. I don't know. You'd have to do it with I guess you'd have to do it with the Sesto Senso. I guess you'd have to do it, but I don't even know how that would work with the Schmidt. But it looks like that maybe. I think he's leading into something there, but I don't know. Something that he can't say, but really wants to, but won't. but yeah, so I'm gonna take this bad guy apart and put this thing together and see what it looks like. Maybe I'm not gonna do it tonight. I don't know. I'm just too damn tired.
Yeah, the one of the things that we're going to do, in the coming weeks. I'm not sure exactly when it's going to happen. It's all dependent on when orders get fulfilled and so on and so forth. We're gonna do a breakdown of the harmonic drive mounts and talk a little bit about that. And I don't know if I know there are a lot of people out there that they have no idea what the heck a harmonic drive mount is. I was trying to find that video that I had. It's actually very, very instructive. I think I've got it right here. Maybe while Dan is getting his telescope ready to disassemble, take a quick peek at this. Let's see. There's my history. There we go. Yeah, there it is right there. Okay. Let me, where is the, right there. I can screen share, right? That's camera preview, screen share, there it is.
Let me, I just got a black screen.
Yeah. Oh, that's weird.
Got a glitch too.
It won't allow. Let's see. Huh.
Well, no, you gotta do the share screen, and then you gotta click what application you want to share, and then click go or whatever.
Okay, so I've got toggle share screen. If I click that, all I have is, and then
you should have another screen that popped up.
No, I don't. Oh, too bad.
All right. Oh.
Yeah, camera preview, toggle screen. No.
Next time.
Not letting me do it.
That's all right.
Well.
That's all right.
But yeah, if you just go to YouTube and type in harmonic drive, they have some fantastic videos there that show you the breakdown on how the harmonic drag works. And if you are looking for a really good mount for something, it doesn't have to be like what I did with the RST 300. They have a 135 that is, phenomenally good weightless mount. It would take what Dan is running right there with his setup, and it would literally run his entire setup there with no weights, no counterweights whatsoever.
Nah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to think about
absolutely zero backlash.
Yeah, you got to think about it. This thing is only probably at most 15, 17 pounds,
Yep.
with everything added on.
Yeah.
I believe
easily run that.
I believe Mark was talking about putting the Eagle on the pier. I guess I could probably do that, but here's the thing. I don't have an enclosure with my pier.
Mm.
So I would not want to leave that Eagle out there. So my solution right now is to move it in between telescopes like I've been doing, and that's it. I think that's the way I'm going to go until I get, because right now I got to get some stuff going on here. I got to get more risers here. I got to put the Prima Luce rings on because I got to put another riser on top of this because these damn dew shields and this wedge is so much higher than the center of the barrel. I mean, I literally probably about an inch high, and so I got to kind of. That's why I needed these little 10 millimeter guys. That's why I needed these because they're gonna go on the top.
Yeah, to offset that.
They're gonna go on the top like this, and then the bracket will go on top like this. Yep. So I got enough space there. So.
Yeah, and Eric makes a good point too. They shouldn't discount the Hobum mounts.
Oh yeah.
Hobum mounts are also amazing.
Yeah.
Very similar price point to the Rainbow Astro. They are amazingly good mounts. And if you want to see an example of one of the nicer Hobums with a big SCT, the C14 actually, check out Ray's Astrophotography. Ray. Yep, running on that Hobum, and it's beautiful. It's just they're really really nice Hobums. So
yeah, so I mean it's like. And since we're talking about stuff like that, don't forget the Avalons as well. I mean, don't forget. I mean, there are a lot of really good mounts out there that are awesome. And I know Tom from Prima Luce is out there. He has an M1 or two or three of them by now. But he's got a lot of stuff going on. So I mean, what weight are you running on your Rainbow?
Well, the thing is with the RST 300, it has a weightless capacity of 30 kilos, which is 66 pounds. So as long as your OTA is less than 66 pounds, you don't need counterweight.
Well, OTA plus accessories and all that stuff. Your payload.
Yeah, the whole payload. Right?
Yeah.
As long as it's less than 66 pounds, you don't need a weight. Now that being said. If that's all well and good if you're pier mounted, right? If that mount is sitting on a pier, where it can't fall over. If you're sitting on a tripod, then you wanna kind of offset that weight, And seeing as I'm sitting on a tripod, even though I'm the scope is on a JMI wheelie bar, and it's got the
feet.
The lockdown piers, right?
Yep.
Feet on it, right? I still am nervous about it being top heavy, so I did opt to get a counterweight shaft, and I've got 3 15-pound stainless steel weights to mess with, and that should be more than enough.
All right.
I probably can get away with 1 15-pound weight, but me, overkill.
Last thing you want is to flip that over on the wheelie bar.
Oh my God!
The telescope would go forward, and the wheelie bar would hit you in the face.
No, don't even say that. Oh.
Avalon M1 payload 40 pounds, if well balanced, no meridian flip, no backlash, no PE. Handles his Edge 11 with the reducer. That's Tom.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, if you go on to the Rainbow site, go right to their RST 300 and scroll down on the first page all the way to the bottom. There's like a half a dozen videos of the different harmonic drive mounts running. They've got some beta stuff going there as far as the mounts go. And you watch that thing slewing that huge C14. And I mean, it is 5 degrees a second.
Wow. That's crazy.
It's like, yeah, I've never seen that C14 moving that fast before. And
I would be scared.
Yeah, it's really wild. I mean, it's really wild.
That's awesome.
So, but yeah, we're gonna be doing a whole breakdown on this, and that was one of the things that initially we were talking about is Kerry out at Farpoint. He's going to talk a little bit about the custom rigs that they build for people, like what they're doing, with me, the Frankenweenie that I've got going on with them. It actually it's really beautiful. They've already been sending me pictures of what they're doing with it, and it's really amazing what they've done. But being able to lock that Losmandy tripod down onto the JMI wheelie bar so it can't fall off. It's physically bolted to that wheelie bar, which is really nice. And but yeah, so we're gonna when that whole thing gets in here, we'll probably do a 5 or a 6 part video, showcasing the whole setup of it, instead of doing a whole 90-minute video like I did with the last one. So
yeah, so that's good thing to come from Astro Playground. So if you don't know Scott's channel, Scott's got the Astro Playground going on YouTube. You guys know where you are here, so you're at AstroWorld. So AstroWorld is also on Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. talking about a little bit more technical side of astrophotography. And then I know I just shot 2 videos as well. One on Bob's Knobs. And one on, I started to do one on the Hotech CT collimator, the laser one, but I got so frustrated because I have no room to walk in my little studio, so I stopped the video and I just did one on, Bob's Knobs and the installation of ADM dovetail bar and radio blocks. so
yeah. And if y'all don't know what Bob's Knobs are,
it's an envelope.
It's an envelope.
So he'll pull them out, and they're really, really, really cool nylon thumb screws that go in the replacement of your secondary screws in Schmidt-Cassegrains and Newtonians. So instead of, and I got a really cool part of the video that you're going to laugh about, but instead of messing with either a Phillips head screwdriver or an Allen key in some cases, especially at nighttime and putting your hand around and looking in the eyepiece, it can get kind of dangerous. So you could use these Bob's Knobs as thumb screws, so you just turn them a little bit at a time and make slight adjustments.
Yeah, and the other thing you can do too with these as well is because there's always the risk of accidentally bumping them, and throwing your collimation out. If you just take a little dot of the blue, not the red, but the blue thread locker, and just a little tiny bit on those threads and put that in there, that will allow you to make those fine adjustments, but it will not move by accidentally bumping it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't use red stuff. You'll never get collimated ever again.
It won't move those stupid things.
You know, Terex said the Bob's knobs are useless. I put them on my secondary, and it is like not doing the job.
Really?
Only my 6-inch scope, while on my 8-inch scope. It looks like he's having an issue with his 6-inch scope with the Bob's knobs. I got to be honest with you. I've been using Bob's knobs for multiple telescopes over many, many years, and I mean for $24.95 and having the safety of not scratching your primary or dropping a screwdriver down your tube of your Newtonian, you know, that type of security is more of the.
Yeah,
I'm clumsy, so I don't want to do that.
yeah. I can't even begin to imagine the gut wrenching wanting to puke, you know, as you're dropping a screwdriver onto a corrector plate.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah. So we're coming up on an hour and 10 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mark's saying he's got a set on his 10.
Yep. I rarely have to collimate, so it's not worth it for me on the edge. Really, you don't have to collimate an 11-inch. That's nice. Works great when I use sharp cap. Oh, God.
No, it's okay. Works great when I use sharp cap to collimate my. Yeah, okay. Don't get me wrong, it's amazing. I tried to make it work for my 6. Sounds like I can't dump my 6 only because BK isn't working.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
That's the 6-inch
Yeah.
RC I think he has, the GSO.
Oh,
But
yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, a lot of good chatting tonight. I've been up since, well, I went to bed at 4:30, so I'm gonna pack it in, I think, tonight.
Yeah.
Scott, do you have anything that you would like to say to the masses?
Yeah, only that, stay tuned for Wednesday's show on AstroWorld. It's going to be another fun-filled evening.
Oh, yeah.
And when we get more and more stuff in here, I unfortunately haven't done any videos myself recently, but that will change. As stuff starts coming in. I can't really do anything imaging because my image train is torn up right now, and I can't really do anything with new product either because I'm waiting on it. So,
Yeah.
But as soon as that stuff starts coming in, we'll start doing more videos, and I know that content and stuff like this is something that is important to both Dan and myself and to the other guys. One of the other things that we've been talking about doing more and more is once we get the scopes up and running, my scope up and running.
Streaming.
Yeah, we're going to be putting live streaming. Yeah, live stacking.
Live stacking and streaming. Yeah, absolutely. That's gonna, and
That'll be fun.
I'm still gonna do it on my side with my little. I'll be doing a little bit more wide fielder stuff than Scott will be doing. It's gonna be nice because we're gonna have 2 different kind of aspects here. We're gonna have Scott's gonna be shooting like the Ring Nebula or getting really deep into the Pillars of Creation and stuff like that, and I'll be getting like the M13s, stuff like that, and the galaxy clusters that are around, like Markarian's Chain, Virgo cluster. If I ever get the Leo trio down, I've been having some issues, but it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. So
yeah,
and
it might even be fun to go ahead and with Dan shooting a wide field like that, and me shooting a narrow field, maybe even running on the same target, and you can see a wide field from his perspective and a tight in shot on mine, like what you do with the Eagle Nebula and the Pillars of Creation.
This is a third person that asked me if I sell AstroWorld merch. All right, so I guess that's something that you and I got to talk about, Scott, because we're gonna have to look and see. So stay tuned on that. Jim. I think what the best way to kind of do something like that is to throw the logo up there, and then you guys could make shirts and stuff like that, or Cafe Press or something like that, or Vista Print. But that's something that I'm looking into, and I think Scott's wife's going to have a little bit more work ahead of her. so we got to talk after the show, by the way.
Yeah. Doing the merch is fun. Coffee cups, shirts, hats, stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not terribly difficult to do. I mean, it's right up our alley. I mean, we've run a graphic design studio here, for years. Well, we're into 16 years this year.
Yeah.
So it's right up our alley.
Stillwater. Go check out Stillwater Studios.
Stillwater Studio.
Yep.
StillwaterStudio.net.
Yeah, we gotta do like when Tim and I were doing Astro Backyard Imaging Club and AstroWorld. We were doing videos, and he came out with an awesome cup that it gets hotter and it turns darker, the cup or something. The logo changes. Yeah. It's kind of cool.
Yep.
But
the cup like that. It changes, the logo changes color. Yep.
Yeah, sure. It's pretty cool. It's all thermal, but
yeah.
All right. And that being said, I think we're going to close up shop here tonight, guys. Thank you again for coming and hanging out with us on a Monday night. Don't forget to come on Wednesday night, and not sure about the topic, but we never are these days. But, we'll figure that out probably 5 minutes before showtime. And if you have any questions or answers, actually I could kind of put it up. Let me see if I can do this. Where is it? Oh, it's over here.
Sure.
Okay. Hold on. Where is it? Email, social. There we go. Hey!
There you go.
There we go. So you can hit us up on all those social media accounts, or if you want to hit us on email, feel free to hit us up at info@astroworldweb.com, or come and hang out with us on YouTube, Facebook. I almost said what Vic DiPotato said, and I would get thrown off the FCC for that. But Instagram and Twitter, and soon to be Twitch again. We're gonna give Twitch another try.
Nice.
So thank you very much for watching, guys. Have a good night, and as always, keep imaging, keep educating, and clear skies. And we'll see you in a couple days.
Bye for now.
Have a good night.